Hello, it's Kevin at CA House in St. Clairsville, Ohio, and I'm going to be talking about the Yamaha CP88 stage piano. Stick around. Hello, it's Kevin at CA House in St. Clairsville, Ohio. I'm here to talk about the Yamaha CP88, just like I said earlier. I want to show you a little bit about the sounds, a little bit how easy it is to work. You'll probably hear me say several times how easy this is to work, because that's one of the things that is awesome about it, and the sounds, of course, but it's Yamaha, so of course it sounds good. We kind of expect that. But this is just you turn it on, you can turn on each section. There's electric pianos. There's what they call sub, which is really some pads and strings and organs and things like that. We'll just talk about the piano, grand piano number 1. Sounds awesome. By the way, the piano feels awesome too. The action is great on this thing. So that's grand piano 1. There's another one. Which, by the way, that first one is based on Yamaha CFX big grand piano. This one's called Imperial. That's a Bosendorfer reference. Number 3 is their S700, which is a little bit of a smaller. A little bit smaller baby grand, it's a little more intimate sounding. And then there is also, there's their Digi piano. Not really my favorite sound, to be honest with you. Then there's the C7, which is another sounds real nice too. Again, a little bit of a smaller grand sound. You can go through the uprights. They have their very popular U1 model, which is also very cool. Sounds like an upright piano. And then the SU7. Also a nice sounding piano. We get into their CP, the CP800. Every piano player's favorite song. There's the CP800 too. Sounds good. And then you get into some you can layer sounds later. I'll show you about that. But this one's an already set up layered piano with strings. Sounds very nice. And then here it is with a synth pad behind it. That one sounds really nice too. Quick go-to if you need some piano and strings. You can take care of your own here if you want the strings to be a little softer, a little louder. We'll talk about that later. But that's just the one that's in here. And then that takes us back to the grand piano. Now, there's also octaves on here. So you can take the piano, you can lower it an octave, you can lower it another octave. You can take it back, you can raise it an octave, you can raise it another octave. That's more for split purposes than anything. I mean, I don't know why else you would need it. And then there's a tone knob. Adds a little bit to it. Little thinner. So you have some things like that going on too. There's damper resonance, which was on this whole time. I don't know, if you turn it off, you turn it on, that's a personal preference. To me, it sounds great with it. There's also a compressor built in, distortion, drive, and chorus. Let's just go to the chorus. You can change the depth if you want to do that. You can do that sort of thing. Sounds real good. Compressor, hard to really demo what the compressor does if you're not playing it. Distortion, not sure why you'd want to put distortion on an acoustic piano, but there's always that chance. And there's also drive, which is just kind of a mellower distortion. And then if you don't want any of that, you just hit the button and you turn it off. If you want to get rid of the pianos altogether, hit the switch. Now the keyboard does nothing because everything is off. Electric pianos, you turn them on, there they are. You've got a variety of Rhodes in here. That's one, that's a 78 Rhodes. This is a 78 Rhodes Funky, they call it, which gives it a little bit gives it a little bite, clavinetti sound in there. 73 Rhodes. 67 Rhodes Dark, which truly is a darker sound. That's a nice one. 67 Rhodes Bright, just the opposite. Etc. That takes us back to number 1. Then we get into the Wurlitzers. That's Wurlitzer Warm. Wurlitzer Bright. Wurlitzer Wide, which is a stereo thing, which you're probably not really going to notice with just an amplifier, but if you're running it in stereo, it is awesome. It makes it go from here, sounds like it's this big. Clavinets. And then clavinet. Then there's a harpsichord. I'm going to play a little bit of harpsichord music. And then we get into the DX sounds. The typical sounds really good. The DX Woody sound for you DX guys. You'll recognize that. I do. F-Tine, DX72 sound. Also very nice. Now, what really will make a lot of these sounds come to life, I want to go back to the DX Legend, the first one I started with, is again, you have a drive channel on here. You can distort it to within an inch of its life. We take it back, you have a tone knob, which really, you'll notice a lot in the low end. You can really hear that low end come in there. But what really does it is it has a lot of effects built in. You have panning, there's a tremolo, all adjustable, of course. You know, you can adjust all that. There's a ring modulator. Which allows you to make some funky noises with it, which is also fun. There's wahs in it, touch wahs. You can hear those. There's another wah. There's compression in it. You know, we'll turn those off. It also has chorus, which you can, again, adjust the depth of and the speed. You know, if we take it back. You can do all that kind of stuff. There's chorus 1, there's chorus 2, there's a flanger, and you have 3 phase shifters, phase shifter 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to go through all those. Come out to CA House and play it for yourself and check them out. That takes care of that section. We go to the subsection. You've got a mellow pad, which is nice. You have what they call spectrum. You have a just a kind of a simple backing pad, which is also nice. Air choir. And strings. And warm strings, same thing. And OB strings, Oberheim sound. So you can, if you're old enough to remember the Oberheim, which unfortunately I am. And then a little string section. Smaller section is nice. There are organs in here. Bright bars. Click organ. You can do some of that. Drawbar organ. What they call all bars out. Drawbar organ 2. And then you get into a 60s combo sound, kind of like the old Vox. What is that? You can do that sort of thing if you like. The compact. If you're doing an old 60s show, you'd probably be using that one a lot. And what they call a Panther. Also, you got pipe organs. You can do that. And pipe organ 2. Kind of a chapel organ sound. That takes us back to number 1. You have chromatic percussion. You got bells in here. You can do different things with that. There's vibes. Xylophone, marimbas, if you want to do that sort of thing. One they call brightness. Not sure, but mixed in with some piano or something like that, it would probably sound cool. They call that nice bell. That does sound nice. I agree. That's a good one. Stack bell. Again, layering these with some pianos would be very nice. Takes us back to number 1. And then what they call others, you have synth lead. Oh, this would be a good time to talk about these. Your controls are right over here. Pitch bend. And it's nice too because it's very ergonomic. Wheels are cool, but they're usually put this way, which when you put your hand, I mean, you can still kind of play them like this, but it kind of puts your hand at a weird angle. With these, when you do this, it's right there. It feels very, very natural, which is also, you know, somebody at Yamaha was thinking about something. That was cool. Where was I? Oh yeah, these sounds. Synth Lead 2. Get your Lucky Man on. Synth bass. Turn that off. You can do that. Electric bass. And upright. There you go. Number 6, steel guitar. Sounds pretty good. Clean guitar for electric. And synth brass if you want to. Can't resist it. And that's it for the others. Also on this, again, you have all kinds of effects. You have the tone knob. You can turn the effects on so you can chorus. You can do some little things. It's got rotary on it. Let me go back to the organs. This is drawbar 1. So if you're playing along, very nice natural tremolo. And again, distortion. If you want to get your John Lord on there and play some Deep Purple, that's good for that. So I'm going to turn those effects off. That takes care of the subsection. And then over here we have what controls the entire keyboard is we have delay, analog and digital delay, depth, feedback, time, the usual things you find on a delay, and then reverb. Again, you can turn them on and off with the switch. It's very easy to do. Turn the reverb on or off for different sounds. And then there is an overall, besides the tone knobs for each section, there's an overall EQ. Highs, mids, and lows. And something interesting they did on the mid section, you actually have a frequency knob. So it acts kind of like a parametric EQ to a degree in the mid section, which can be very nice with some of the piano sounds. If they sound a little boxy to you or something, you can really do some fine adjustment right there. Once you get this thing set up the way you want it, there are 20 banks, what they call a live set. There are 20 banks of 8. You can set this exactly what you want, store it, recall it real quick. Again, makes it really nice and easy. But one of the things that also is easy is a lot of guys will do layers and splits, of course. I'm going to get to, let me get to the strings. Just by turning them on, let me go back to the to this grand piano. So we have standard grand piano. We turn the strings on. Actually, that's the mellow pad. Hang on. There's the strings. And what's nice is they each have their own individual volume. Again, easy. It's easy to adjust stuff. Strings are too loud. Okay, turn them down. Turn them off. Give it just a little. Yeah, that's good. and you've got some strings in there, boost them up. Easy to adjust, then you store it. It's great. To do a split, let me get to the, where's my bass? I want my bass here. Arm string, string section, not that one. Others. Electric bass, acoustic bass, there we go. Now I don't want the acoustic bass and the piano layered. So all you have to do, again, easy. They got a little button here on each section. It says split LR, left, right. So I take the piano and I want that on the right side, so I make it say R. I take the bass, I want that on the left side, so I click it and it says L. So now I have bass here and piano here. So you can do different things like that. Again, any sound left, any sound right. There's a split point here. It literally says split point. Again, it's easy. You hold the split point, you hit the key, and now my bass goes there, my piano starts there. If I want it different, now, did I hit split point? Yes, I did. There we go. So now I have bass here, and piano up there. Again, it's easy to do. There's a transpose button right here on site, so if you're in a situation where you have music and people want to sing it in different keys, transpose, you hit it, you transpose it. It's easy. You just put it wherever you want it. And again, you can store all of that in here. So I think that's about it. Piano, turn it on and off. So now we only have the bass, which now up here we have nothing. Turn it back on. So there you go. I think that's everything. Splits, layers, all the different sounds. Really, it would be best to come in here and play it yourself, as always. You want to get the feel for the piano, and you can see just how easy it is to turn things on and off and to scroll through them. And then once you store everything, I mean, 20 banks of 8, that's 160 different sounds you can program. I play in a lot of bands, and I haven't used 160 different splits in all the bands I play in. So that's quite a bit. You'd be able to store a lot. Some of this is just even several different acoustic pianos, but you make one a little brighter, one a little mellower, one with reverb, maybe one without. You do things like that and store a lot of different pianos even. So, yeah, it's very cool. The CP88 from Yamaha. Come out to CA House in St. Clairsville and check one out. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.